everybody, and today I am going to be covering the new Antflix video, Hazardous High Rise. Ding ding ding! So in this video I am going to be going in an in-depth analysis about what's going on with Maximus and the rat guy, what's going on with Miltricia, will Miltricia turn good, and of course what will happen to George and Ant when and Zizzy and Pony when they eventually meet up. So with all that said, let's start with the analysis. Also, this video is going to be split into a few separate parts. If you want to skip forward to the part you want to hear about, I'll leave the timestamps on the screen now. But anyway, without further ado, let's start. So we're starting off this video by doing Miltricia is probably going to turn into a good guy. So the reason I think this is the most solid piece of evidence we have right now, because Miltricia is feeling remorseful for what she's done. She also says to Matteo, "Oh, I've grown a soft spot for you," and stuff like that. And X also said that she has a good heart. So he senses a good heart in her somehow. I might make a different video on what is X and what is his powers. But anyway, X somehow senses that Miltricia has a good heart, so that's also leading in her favor to her becoming a good guy. And she actively tries to persuade her father to let Matteo go because of something that Maximus did to them. I'll talk more about that later on. But anyway, so Miltricia is definitely going to turn into a good guy, and the rat guy, her father, he's probably not going to be happy. Anyway, on to the next point. So, in the episode, Rat Guy, I'm also just calling him Rat Guy because his number's name is hard to memorize, but Rat Guy also said to Miltricia about apparently Maximus did something to them, and, now that Maximus is infected, he definitely holds a grudge. But what could Maximus have done to them? Well, maybe Maximus isn't as innocent as we think. So here are some quick theories of what Maximus could have possibly have done to anger Rat Guy and Miltricia. Now, this could possibly be a stretch. Actually, I know this is a stretch, but think about it. In the Antflix series, the Antflix series has a thing about losing your parents for some reason in the infection. So, for example, Matteo's mother became infected, and then soon his father, but that was because of Rat Guy and Miltricia. Then George's parents became infected. They volunteered, so George's parents, his mum and dad, also infected. So maybe something happened to Miltricia's mum, and maybe Maximus did something to her, because Miltricia doesn't seem to have, because Miltricia's only parental figure is the Rat Guy, so her mum is nowhere to be seen. And also, there has a thing in, maybe he might be taking a Mr. P path, where he's trying to make it a cure for the infection to maybe save his wife or something, like how Mr. P did everything to try and save Mrs. P. So it's probably that, and maybe Maximus did something to Miltricia's mum. But apart from that, I don't have too much evidence. So let's go on to the next theory. Now, what we know about Felix is that we know he always he takes people who he has a grudge against. For example, he and Foxy didn't get along way back in college, and he lied to Willow and Billy and killed him, basically, or made him infected, but the same thing. So we obviously know that Tigray is a hindrance in his plan, so he's probably going to try and target Tigray as well. But Tigray is in the Antflix story, Ant aged down Tigray, so he's the same age as Mateo and William, so he's a kid, so I'm pretty sure it'll be hard for Felix to get out a kid, because, you know, he's innocent, and Willow also has a soft spot for Tigray, so it'll be pretty hard for Felix to get out. But I've also got a list of all the TSP members and who he could be targeting next, so let's look at the list. So, from the start, we can already cross out Rash, he's infected. We can already cross out Willow, because she is Felix's friend. We can already cross out Baron, because he was kicked out by Billy. And we can cross out Pony and Foxy, because Foxy is infected and Pony ran away. And we can also cross out Felix, because he is Felix. A bit weird if he tries to take out himself, you know. So, all we have left now is Pandy, Kitty, Tigray, Katie, and Philip. So, those are the people left who he is probably going to try and get next, especially Tigray, because he's got a vendetta against Tigray. Tigray is a big hindrance to his plan, and Willow does trust Tigray a lot. So, those are the people left remaining, and it's a bit hard to pinpoint who he's going to choose next, apart from Tigray, because, you know, it's in the Antflix continuity, he says stuff like, oh, Foxy, he was rude to me back in college, but that's not in the actual Piggy timeline, so it's a bit hard to know who he's gonna choose next, but we do know it's one of those who are left. But anyway, now on to the final part. What is the future of Antflix? So, Ant recently commented on his Hazardous High-Rise video and pinned the comment and said, "Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 5 more episodes after this one. Episode 10, which is also going to be the episode where George meets Ant, Zizzy and Pony, because each episode is equal to 1 chapter. Then episode 11, which will be the Outpost, and then the Distorted Memory episode, and then episode 12, which is going to be chapter 12, that is going to be split into 2 parts. He also tells us that the end of this year is going to be exciting, which means that all the Antflix videos, they're like episode 12 is going to be releasing by the end of this year, so by probably late December or mid-December. So that's exciting. We got good release dates, and we also know what the future episodes are / chapters. So I'm just gonna go over some of the future episodes. So, as I've already said, episode 10 is going to be when George meets up with Ant and the rest of the crew. Episode 11 is just the Outpost, but what I'm mostly going to talk about is the Distorted Memory chapter, because we've actually got some information on that. So, in the Hazardous High-Rise episode, X says to George to, he doesn't have much time, but he needs to think about it by himself, and he says, "Your nightmares tell the truth. Don't run away from them. Tackle them head on." So that's going to be the Distorted Memory chapter. So George is going to have to tackle on his nightmares, and his nightmares tell the truth. We've also got some information back in the last Antflix episode when Mateo when thingy, what was his name? Rat Guy. When Rat Guy kidnapped Mateo, George was talking about how Mateo was in his nightmares and all of that. So we've got some. So definitely, Distorted Memory is going to tie up some loose ends about George's nightmares, and it's probably going to have a good end credit scene. But anyway, apart from the distorted memory chapter, we've got chapter 12. I mean, I keep on saying chapter. Episode 12. I mean, they're basically chapter anyway, but episode 12 is going to follow the adventures of Mr. P and everybody trying to stop him in basically chapter 12. So we also saw in the end credit scene of Hasdus High Rise that Ant picked up the photo of Mrs. P. So we're definitely getting the true ending here. So Mr. P is probably going to come back in maybe a future Antflix episode. But I'm presuming that Ant will continue his Antflix series, and maybe he might make like book 2. Maybe he might make his season 2 where he continues it. And guys, I know I said that the future of Antflix was the last chapter of this video, but I just want to quickly go over something, so let's just quickly go over it. So, in this episode, Zizzy makes a mention that apparently, if you stare at an infected's eye, you become an infected. Now, this is nowhere to be seen in the actual original Piggy series, so I'm not sure where she's got this information from. It could be part of the Antflix Piggy series, but I can't imagine Ant making such a drastic change to the Piggy story. And if this is true, then how? Like, there's multiple occasions where every character stares into an infected. So I'm pretty sure Zizzy just either assumed this or heard a rumor. Some examples of people staring into the eyes of the infected are when Matteo and George were leading Maximus back to Matteo's house, and when Pony was fighting Colin the Clown, and when Ant was fighting Zompiggy. So there is no way this is true. So it's probably something that Zizzy heard or made up. Or she thought that's what happened, because they don't really know how the infected works yet, so they're probably thinking about some theories and rumors which are probably not true. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys want some more theories, comment down below, and also comment down below some theory ideas, and you'll be featured in the next episode of when I make another theory. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment down below your ideas for maybe another Antflix theory, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Thanks for watching.
Stupid miltricia, always ruining everything. Can't believe I